Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. A lot of people are asking me what's up with Tony Romo being replaced by Dak Prescott. If you follow my blog, you'd already know the answer. Before Tony Romo even got injured, I speculated on my blog that this preseason game would introduce something for the takeover of Dak Prescott. We're going to get to that. The NFL is a scripted league. Tony Romo's injury is a farce. It's not real. It's completely fake. It's part of a contrived, scripted narrative. Think about this. Tony Romo, he's had bad luck in Seattle. In 2006, the season he became the quarterback for the Cowboys, taking over Drew Bledsoe. Think about how Tom Brady once replaced Drew Bledsoe. Tony Romo replaced Drew Bledsoe. Anyhow, that season, the way it ended for the Cowboys, you might recall they had a goal line field goal kick at the end of the first round of the playoffs, and Tony Romo fumbled the snap, picked it up, tried to run it in the end zone, but got tackled first. Game over. Seahawks won 21-20. So Tony Romo, Seattle not his favorite place, and it might very well be where his NFL career ends. He went down on the third snap of the game in week 3 of the NFL preseason. Let me remind you that Seahawks are one of only 3 teams in the NFL with a 33 name Gematria. They're also the only team to ever win the Super Bowl on the 33rd day of the year, February 2nd. That was the Super Bowl where just before the game, Philip Seymour Hoffman was found dead on the 4th floor with 44 bags of heroin. At least so we were told. So we're going to get to what's up with Seattle and Washington, but first, let's just start here. Dak Prescott, every time they put him on ESPN, I've seen this multiple times now, every time they put him up, they're showing that he's the 135th overall pick by the Dallas Cowboys this year. And the reason that's so is because he was drafted to replace Tony Romo. Tony Romo equals 135. This is also a very special number to Philadelphia, a rival of the Dallas Cowboys. I can't wait to see Dak Prescott's first game against Philadelphia. That might be his breakout regular season game. Something big's going to happen in that game. Philadelphia was established on a date with 135 numerology. And if you read Revelation, the final book of the Bible, the 66th book, the same year of the first Super Bowl, 66, 67. If you read Revelation, Revelation 3:7 is about the Church of Philadelphia and the Key of David. That's where Philadelphia gets its name from, the book of prophecy. So anyhow, Dak Prescott, 135th overall pick, replacing Tony Romo in his rookie season so soon. Dak Prescott is a name with Gematria of 42, a number stamped all over black athletes, black men. So many black superstars in the world of sports have a 42 Gematria. We'll see if Dak Prescott becomes one of them. When you write out 42, it sums to 142. Interesting that President Obama equals 142, the first black president. The headline says, source, Romo has fracture, may sit 6 to 10 weeks in the English reduction system, sums to 142 as well. This headline up here, they coded 142 right into that, connecting back to Dak Prescott, 42. Tony Romo wore the number 9. Only the numbers 5 and 9 when written out have Gematria, 42 in the single digits. This 6 to 10 weeks is interesting if you read it backwards. Well, sort of re-scramble it. If you made this 106, the number of prophecy is 106. Again, Revelation's the book of prophecy, the 66th book. Revelation equals 49 in Gematria, like Dallas, like Washington, where this happened. We'll get to it. But this 6 to 10 weeks, I think, is a subtle tribute to the numbers of prophecy. And what we're living out in this world, from the NFL to rigged political elections to contrived news stories, is man-made, Masonic, Jewish, Zionist prophecy. These are the people who control your NFL, who control your media, who stage things by the numbers, as I'm showing. The first game for Dak Prescott this year will be September 11th against the New York Giants. It's interesting that Tony Romo was replaced Drew Bledsoe mid-game against the New York Giants. So Tony Romo starts his NFL career with Dallas against the Giants. So does Dak Prescott in the regular season. NYC 42. A few weeks ago, there was a bus crash supposedly for the Dallas team bus at milepost 42. We'll revisit that. Might have been foreshadowing for this. This is interesting right here, too. Dak Prescott's birthday is July 29th, 1993. He just turned 23 years old. The word football in Gematria sums to 83. Cowboy equals 83. Remember UFC Fight Night 83 was Cowboy versus Cowboy? The Cowboy Donald Cerrone, born in 83, won? Anyhow, the number 83 is the 23rd prime. I still remember last year when the Denver Broncos scored against the New England Patriots, the stat came up, first touchdown drive in 23 drives for the Broncos. And Colorado equals 83, by the way, as well. Colorado's the 38th state. Colorado, the small way, equals 38. So anyway, Dak Prescott's 23 years old. From his birthday to the day Tony Romo we got the news of Tony Romo being out, Dak Prescott becoming the starter. From his birthday to that day is 29 days. Football, the small way, equals 29. Cowboy, the small way, equals 29. He's now the Cowboy that will be starting 29 days after his 23rd birthday. I noticed Tony Romo has the same birthday as the day Prince died. This year, April 21st, was the 112th day of the year. Remember, Houston equals 112. They're hosting the Super Bowl. Prince had the song, I Will Die For You. He spelled it with the number 4 and the letter U. Used the 21st letter. He will die for you. 4/21. Died on April 21st. That was a date with 41 numerology. Super Bowl equals 41. He performed in Super Bowl 41. Tony Dungy won that one by the numbers. Had to sacrifice his son for it. It's a sick thing, this NFL league. Grand deception of the fans, ritual murder. It all needs to be stopped. We need to shut down these leagues as we know them. Get rid of these fraudulent athletes, these overpaid assholes who sell out, working class slaves, essentially, the American people. What we could do if we woke up and shut down this rigged spectacle, this overpriced spectacle, is we could take these stadiums that most of us paid for with our taxpayer dollars, and we could create our own sports leagues, and we could make sensible rules, such as if you want to play for the team, you have to be in the state that the team's from. Then you'd actually be cheering for your home team instead of a bunch of overpaid assholes who are from all sorts of different places who don't give a shit about the people they play for. All they care about is their fame and their money. Tony Romo, his injury, it came 126 days after his birthday. 129 days later, the news about the fracture and him being out. America and Jewish Gematria equals 129. Dallas is America's team. So now let's get specifically to the state of Washington and why all this happened there, and why even before the game started, I wrote this blog post. Game hadn't happened. I said, is it going to be Dak Prescott time? I have a feeling it is. So the game was played August 25th, 2016, a date with 49 numerology. 49 is the number of Revelation, the book of prophecy. Dallas equals 49, so does Washington. Washington's the only state with a green flag. Green equals 49. The date of this game was also a date with a life lesson number of 42. Washington is the 42nd state. Seahawks in Gematria also sums to 42. Seahawks, the smallest way, also sums to 24. It was a date with 24 numerology. Here's the different gematria of Seahawks, because the way their name's spelled, a few different combinations. All break down to 6 in numerology. When you use the different methods, they'll all break down to the same numerology. So Dak Prescott, again, his name sums to 42. This number stamped all over black athletes all throughout history. The most hateful word for black people's 42. February's 42. History's 42. Freemasons 42. Zionism is 42. The Freemasons believe in divide and conquer, and that's why they've programmed us with these hateful words of division. George Washington was a 33rd degree Master Mason. The state is named after him, just like the Capitol. Here's the states in order of statehood. Washington, number 42. Established on November 11th. 11 times 11 is 121. Revelation, the big way, 121. The small way, 49. Washington, 49, the small way. Washington, with the S exception, 58, like Freemasonry. A lot connected into these dates. It's also established on a date with 129 numerology. Again, America in Jewish Gematria equals 129. Tony Romo, the news came 129 days after his birthday. The number 135, again, it comes from Revelation, going with all of this 49 coding. Make sure that point's clear. Check out Revelation 3:7 when you get a chance. And also, here's this story from not long ago. July 24th, 2016 news, 4 dead in Arizona crash on US 93 involving Dallas Cowboys bus. Think about the history of Black America and the bus. Bus is a 3-letter word with 42 gematria. And this story is of a crash at milepost 42. Per the reporting, the crash happened at milepost 42 on US 93. That's what runs right by the Hoover Dam. So here's everything that's relevant about this. Arizona equals 84, Sunday equals 84, United States of America equals 84, Jesuit equals 84, the Catholic Church has the secret society, the Jesuit order. The Catholic Church is what changed the day of worship to Sunday. Jesuit Sunday 84, United States of America 84, the nation supposedly discovered by Christopher Columbus, the Jewish sailor sent over by the Catholic Church, CC for Catholic Church, CC for Christopher Columbus. C is the 3rd letter, CC 33. We celebrate Columbus Day in October, the only month with 33 gematria. He came over here and called the people Indian. Indian equals 33. So anyhow, 42 is a relevant number to football. Touchdown equals 42. So does the phrase Hail Mary. I just showed how the Seahawks won in the preseason on a Hail Mary, the 42nd pass of the game. The county this happened in, Mojave County, Arizona, gematria of 93, just like propaganda, just like the interstate it happened on. This was a staged wreck. I mean, look at what the bus supposedly hit. Turned into a black piece of debris, the bus largely untouched. Staged news by the numbers, riddling something to come. They mentioned the city of Kingman in this reporting. Kingman has gematria of 33 and 42. 28 miles north of Kingman at milepost 42. Got another 42 in there. The point I make here, Truth Seeker, is NYC equals 42. The Dallas Cowboys are opening up in Dallas against the New York Giants on September 11th. When September 11th tragedy came to New York City, it was the worst national tragedy since the assassination of JFK in Dallas. Twin Towers equals 49. They were approved by Nelson Rockefeller, the 49th governor of New York. Whole lot of parallels between those two things. The number 911 is the 156th prime number, connecting to false flag and also coming back to 33. I'm just bringing this up because, somehow all of these riddles coming together, they're foreshadowing something greater than football and what's going to happen on the field. These sports leagues are intertwined with all the rest of our society that is rigged. It's why the New England Patriots became the darlings of the NFL after the Patriot Act. Tom Brady getting his first start, exactly 119 days after September 11th. No coincidence. If you've never seen the movie Oblivion, it says that the final Super Bowl happens in 2017. This year it's in Houston. Houston, do we have a problem? In that movie, Tom Cruise's character is standing in the middle of the New York Giants stadium. He's wearing a New York Yankees cap. Houston equals 112, the alt dialing code for 911. The NFL season begins September 8th, but the majority of the games are on the opening Sunday, September 11th. 112, 911. I think somehow all of these riddles are part of a larger narrative that might come to maturity by the end of this season. From the date of the incident, July 24th, the bus wreck, until September 11th, 49 days. The square root of 49, 7 points with the extra point and a touchdown. Milepost 42, touchdown. Look at this. This is supposedly what the bus hit. Left it like that. And then supposedly the Cowboys bus looked like this. I think if the Cowboys bus did all this to this vehicle, it would be in a lot worse shape. I think the whole front of it would be torn off at least. So little more trivia. Rosa Parks, known for being on the bus. Look at what day she was born. February 4th. February, the only month that sums to 42. That date is written as 4/2 in most parts of the world. The two numbers stamped on black people throughout history are 42 and 59. She died October 24th, 2005. 10 plus 24 is 34. Plus 20 is 54. Plus 5 more is 59. The word kill in Jewish Gematria is 59. Negro is 59. Slaves 59. Blues is 59. Motown came out in 59. And you know where she's from? Tuskegee. The Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee experiments with syphilis. This is another number that gets stamped on black people, 93. Malcolm X, dead at age 39, by the numbers. Martin Luther King Jr., dead at age 39, by the numbers. 39, the reflection of 93. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. only met on one day in history on a date with 93 numerology. This bus crash happened on US 93. You know, bus, Dak Prescott. We'll see where they take us. But I assure you, all this coding, all these false stories, from fake injuries to fake bus crashes, they're going somewhere. They are going somewhere. And for you Dallas hopefuls, I'll remind you, Cam Newton participated in a fake car crash. The next year, he found himself in the Super Bowl where he couldn't remember to recover his own fumble. And the reason why is because it was all scripted by the numbers. Until next time, True Seek.